Under a canopy of shimmering stars and the silent embrace of the velvety night sky, there's a tale waiting to be told. A tale that dates back to the ancients, to a time where myths intertwined seamlessly with reality, and where legends were born from the very essence of life. Each star above, twinkling with an age-old secret, has borne witness to stories that have shaped our very existence, stories that have been whispered through the winds, traversed through time, and nestled in the hearts of countless generations. Tonight, you're not just a listener. Tonight, you're a traveler. You'll journey to a realm where gods touched the earth, and humans dared to dream beyond their mortal confines. Before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of sleepy voyagers guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night. Just as a lighthouse guides lost ships in the darkness, your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us. By leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience, you are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. Close your eyes and imagine the vastness of the cosmos, an expanse so infinite, yet each star, each planet, each quasar holds a place, a purpose. Now imagine a realm below this cosmic tapestry, a realm of towering mountains and deep valleys, of roaring seas and tranquil meadows. This realm, both splendid and terrifying in its beauty, is where our tale unfolds. It's a world where fire wasn't just an element, but a beacon of hope, and where defiance wasn't a rebellion, but an act of love. The beauty of this tale is not in its grandeur, but in its intimacy. It's a tale that speaks to every soul that has ever dared to challenge the status quo, to every heart that has ever felt the pull of compassion, and to every spirit that has yearned for more than what meets the eye. As you settle in, let the weight of the day melt away. Embrace the stillness of the night and allow the soft cadence of this narrative to guide you into a restful slumber. For tonight, dear traveler, you're embarking on a sleepy voyage to a time where legends were the lullabies of the cosmos. Imagine a world not constrained by the boundaries of our modern era, where constellations above whispered secrets to those below. A world where the glittering astral expanse was not just a visual marvel, but a map, a storybook of adventures, love, betrayals, and heroics. Tonight, let's journey beneath those ancient stars, allowing their soft, silvery glow to guide our way. The world below them is mysterious, vast, and filled with tales that have shaped human understanding. Feel the coolness of the air, the gentle touch of a breeze, and the soft earth beneath, as we traverse these lands where myths and truths blend seamlessly. It is in this timeless realm that our tale unfolds, a tale of ambition, of the fearless pursuit of knowledge, of sacrifice. While the constellations may appear still and silent, they're privy to tales of old, tales that resonate with deep-seated emotions and desires that are very much alive in the human heart even today. Under this celestial canopy, amongst the pantheon of stars, there lies a constellation that holds the tale of a being who dared to challenge the mightiest, who placed humanity above the divine, the very story of Prometheus. In the primordial age, a vast inky darkness sprawled across the universe, a void where time seemed suspended and dimensions yet unformed. Imagine an emptiness so profound, so still, that even silence itself had not come into being. From this infinite abyss arose a force, one that breathed life into existence, and thus began the age of creation. The first entities, primordial beings known as Titans, emerged from the chaos. Gigantic, with ethereal forms, they were the architects of realms and rulers of elements. These Titans bore the weight of celestial bodies, sculpted mountains and valleys, stirred the seas, and sewed the tapestry of stars across the firmament. While the Titans were formidable, even they were subject to birth and time. And in their wake, new generations of divinities took shape. These were the gods, resplendent in their glory and possessing powers that were both magnificent and nuanced. They weren't just vast entities of raw power, but personalities with aspirations, desires, and often contradictions. In an age where the cosmos was still finding its rhythm and where titans and gods roamed, the spark of creativity took root in an unlikely place. It was in the heart of Prometheus, one of the mighty titans. With hands more accustomed to celestial wars and shaping the very fabric of existence, Prometheus felt a different calling. He was destined to become the sculptor of an entirely new race, mankind. Imagine for a moment the world before us, a vast empty canvas, a land devoid of human laughter, thoughts, dreams, or even the delicate footprints that we leave behind in the sand. In this void, Prometheus felt a surge of inspiration, as if the universe whispered a secret directly into his ear. With purpose and patience, he bent down upon the earth and began his work. Using clay from the rich soil, he started molding the first of humanity. Each figure was crafted with precision, care, and an artist's touch. Every curve, every line, every nuance of these clay models resembled the divine form. The resemblance was no accident. In shaping humans, Prometheus drew inspiration from the gods themselves. From the gentle curve of a cheek to the strong set of a jaw, from the grace of a slender neck to the poise of a standing figure, he replicated the godly forms he had witnessed for eons. But as he worked, he realized that while he could shape these beings to resemble gods in form, he could not endow them with divine powers. They were mortal, fragile, limited in strength, and destined for a short existence on earth compared to the eternal life of gods. Their life would be marked by growth, change, challenges, joys, sorrows, love, loss, and eventually the inevitability of death. Yet, despite their mortality, there was something incredibly special about these beings. They possessed an innate capacity for creativity, love, resilience, and adaptation. They had the potential to dream, to aspire, to hope, and to build. And in those qualities, in their spirit and essence, Prometheus saw a reflection of the divine. Though he had gifted mankind the form of gods, he acknowledged their uniqueness. They weren't mere shadows of celestial beings, but a force unto themselves, capable of greatness in their own right. This respect and admiration for his creation would set the stage for Prometheus's subsequent actions, defining his relationship with mankind and shaping the course of history. Thus, in the solitude of creation, amid the vastness of a young earth, the first threads of humanity were woven, all guided by the deft hands of Prometheus, the Titan who dared to create a race in the image of gods. In the ancient realms, A pantheon of formidable beings reigned supreme. The cosmos was divided, its vast expanse shared by entities that humans could scarcely comprehend. Titans, the elder gods, once ruled the entirety of this space, their powers incomprehensible, their forms magnificent and terrifying. Titans like Cronus, Rhea, and Oceanus were elemental forces, representing time, nature, and the sea, respectively. They personified aspects of the universe. Their reign, however, was not eternal, for with great power came pride, and with pride came discord. Enter the gods of Olympus. Led by Zeus, they were a younger, ambitious breed. These Olympians were direct descendants of Titans, yet there were fundamental differences. Where Titans represented vast cosmic phenomena, these gods were more human, their narratives deeply intertwined with human emotions and follies. Aphrodite symbolized love and beauty, while Ares was the embodiment of war and conflict. The shifting dynamics between the Titans and Olympians resulted in the legendary Titanomachy, a great cosmic war for the dominion of the universe. This was not just a clash of mighty beings, it was a battle of ideologies, of old ways against new, of unbridled cosmic power against nuanced human sentiment. Zeus, with his brothers Poseidon and Hades, spearheaded a rebellion against the Titans. Bolts of lightning clashed with raw elemental forces, seas raged, and the very fabric of the universe trembled. In the end, after countless eons, the Olympians emerged victorious. The Titans, defeated and broken, were cast into the abyss of Tartarus, a prison deep beneath the earth. Zeus's supremacy was established. The age of the Olympians had begun. However, the peace that followed was an uneasy one. The gods, now the rulers of the cosmos, began to interact more directly with humans. And as their stories intertwined with those on Earth, their own desires, jealousies, and ambitions often mirrored those of mortals. Before the wonders of metallurgy and artistry, humanity existed in a vulnerable state, standing on the delicate line between survival and oblivion. The sun provided them with daylight, warmth during its course, but its descent ushered in an era of darkness every single day, and with it came a coldness that gnawed at bones and spirits alike. During these nightly hours, the world seemed to transform entirely. Familiar landscapes, fields, and forests morphed into mazes of unseen perils. Every rustling leaf, every distant howl was a potential threat. Without the illuminating embrace of fire, they were rendered nearly blind, solely reliant on the dim glow of the moon and stars, which often hid behind thick clouds, making the night even more impenetrable. Huddling together, families sought warmth from each other's bodies, wrapping themselves in animal hides, desperate to fend off the night's chill. But the cold was not the only enemy. Predators roamed the landscapes freely. To them, the cover of darkness was an ally, a cloak under which they could hunt unsuspecting prey, and often humans found themselves in the terrifying position of the hunted. Food was another challenge. Without the transformative power of fire, they consumed what the earth offered in its raw form. Meats, when they were lucky enough to procure them, were eaten with the potential risk of disease. Plants and fruits, though safer, were limited to seasons, often leading to times of scarcity. Communities whispered tales of the powerful entities in the sky, watching over them, gods with abilities beyond comprehension. But in those initial days, no divine favor seemed to be in humanity's grasp. Yet, amidst these adversities, the seeds of civilization were sown. Families became tribes. Tribes began to form alliances, merging their knowledge, sharing their resources, and laying down the first stones of cooperation and society. They dreamt, not just of survival, but of a world where they could harness the forces of nature for their benefit. From the towering heights of Mount Olympus, where the very air shimmered with divine energy, Prometheus often found himself gazing down upon the world of mortals. While the gods reveled in their eternal splendors, bathed in gold and feasting upon ambrosia, down below, humanity struggled and toiled, battling against the elements and the darkness that the night brought. Their struggles were many, from the simplest tasks of finding sustenance to seeking shelter from the cruel winds and rains. As he watched, he could sense the potential within them. The same spark that had compelled him to mold them from clay seemed to resonate in their very beings. They were capable of greatness, of wondrous achievements, if only they had the tools, the knowledge, and the means. Observing them from those lofty heights, Prometheus felt a swelling compassion, an emotion so deep that it consumed his very essence. He saw them not just as his creations, but as entities capable of emotions, of love, of creativity. The stories they told, the songs they sang, and the dreams they dreamt were raw, unrefined, but filled with passion and a yearning for something more. In their eyes, he saw the boundless curiosity, the innate desire to learn, to grow, to evolve. It was an ember waiting to be ignited, and though they possessed a resilience that was commendable, he recognized that their path to enlightenment was marred by the absence of one crucial element: fire. He knew the power that this element held. Fire could warm their homes, cook their food, fend off the dangers that lurked in the shadows, and become a beacon of hope and progress. More than that, it could become the catalyst that would propel them into an age of discovery, innovation, and unparalleled growth. Prometheus's heart, if one could call it that, ached with a profound yearning. This was not the pity of a god looking down upon lesser beings. No, this was a deep-seated empathy, an understanding of their struggles, their hopes, and their dreams, an innate desire to uplift them, to grant them the means to harness their potential, and to set them on a path to their own golden age. This burgeoning compassion would set the stage for a series of events that would forever change the course of human history. For in that compassion lay not just a wish, but a determination to act, to defy, and to uplift. High above the realm of mortals, the majestic Mount Olympus stood tall, piercing the very skies. It was not just a beacon of divine strength and home to the mighty gods, but also a sanctuary of many wondrous things. Its pinnacles were etched with silver, and its clouds were painted with gold. Every element on this celestial peak was infused with divine essence, and every wind whisper bore the weight of immortal secrets. But among all of its splendors, there was one thing on Mount Olympus that captured the heart and imagination of every being who ever glimpsed it: the fire of Olympus. This was not just any fire. It was an ethereal flame, shimmering with a kaleidoscope of colors that human eyes had never seen. Dancing with a life of its own, the fire was a symbiosis of divinity and nature. It burned without wood and shone without smoke, representing the essence of knowledge, power, and warmth. Guarding this flame were the keepers, ethereal spirits tasked with ensuring its sanctity. These spirits were neither gods nor mortals, but ageless beings, conjured from the essence of the mountain itself. Their forms were elusive, often hidden amidst the flames, their silhouettes gracefully weaving between the fiery tendrils, singing lullabies of ancient times. Their sole duty was to preserve and protect the flame from being extinguished or taken. However, beyond its beauty and guardians, the significance of this flame was unparalleled. It was the heart of Olympus, the pulse of the divine realm. This fire held the power of creation and destruction, a source of endless energy that fueled the gods' might and lit the vast halls of their heavenly abode. It represented enlightenment, civilization, and progress, concepts then unknown to mankind. In a world devoid of technology and the conveniences we know today, the fire was a symbol of protection against the chilling darkness, a beacon in the cold nights, and a tool that could forge, cook, and change the very fabric of earthly elements. Thus, the fire of Olympus was not just a physical entity. It was an embodiment of potential, hope, and the future. For Prometheus, this was more than just a mesmerizing spectacle. It was the answer, an answer to the silent pleas of his creations, an answer to the cold and desolate nights of humanity, and an answer to the ever-burning desire for knowledge and progress. The fire became a symbol of defiance, of hope, and of the lengths one would go to uplift those one cared for. It was filled with splendors beyond imagination, echoing with whispered secrets and divine intrigues. Prometheus, despite his boundless wisdom and foresight, knew the risks all too well. He was aware of the countless eyes that watched every corner, the omnipotent beings who sensed even the slightest disturbances, and the unforgiving consequences of breaking the celestial rules. But Prometheus, driven by purpose and armed with ingenuity, had devised a plan. Cloaking himself in shadows and employing every bit of cunning he possessed, he began his ascent. Through alleys and secret passages known only to the older Titans, he maneuvered, utilizing distractions and creating diversions where necessary. His every move was calculated. The very air seemed to hold its breath as Prometheus approached the chamber. With the softness of a whisper and the stealth of a night breeze, he entered the chamber, his eyes fixed on the mesmerizing glow of the divine flame. Stretching out his hands, he cupped the flame. Its warmth, far from scalding, felt like the gentle caress of hope. It pulsed with potential, ready to ignite the world below. Having secured the flame, the Titan now faced the challenge of descent. The weight of what he carried wasn't physical, but bore the gravity of change. Ensuring his tracks remained undetected, he retraced his steps, always alert, always vigilant. Reaching the mortal realm, he presented the fire to mankind. Their eyes, wide with wonder, reflected the dancing flames, symbolizing not just warmth and safety, but the dawn of a new era. With this divine gift, Prometheus hadn't merely given them fire, he had handed them the torch of progress, forever altering the course of human destiny. Thus, defying the very gods he once walked among, for the love of creatures far beneath his own stature, Prometheus committed the ultimate act of rebellion and compassion. The transformative power of fire upon human civilization was nothing short of a renaissance. Prior to this gift, mankind existed in a state of vulnerability, frequently subjected to the wrath of nature and the myriad challenges it presented. But with the flame in their possession, everything began to change. The first evidence of this transformation was seen in the rudimentary settlements of the early humans. These nomadic tribes, who once moved restlessly in search of food and shelter, now began to form permanent communities. Fireplaces became the central point of these settlements, around which families gathered. These flames provided warmth against the chilling winds and darkness of the night, making habitats more hospitable and nights more serene. But the uses of fire went beyond just warmth. Its bright light drove away the lurking predators, and for the first time the darkness of night didn't seem so intimidating. Humans could now prolong their productive hours, working and socializing late into the evening, fostering a sense of community. Moreover, the introduction of fire led to one of the most significant evolutionary shifts for mankind, the advent of cooked food. Raw meat and unprocessed plant matter were now exposed to the flame, unlocking flavors previously unknown. Cooking not only made meals more palatable, but also rendered them safer to consume, reducing the chances of diseases. Nutrients became more accessible, leading to improvements in overall health and life expectancy. Besides nourishment, the fire served as a tool of creation and transformation. With the ability to soften metals, it paved the way for the first tools and rudimentary weapons. These tools facilitated hunting, farming, and building, progressively enhancing the quality of life. From sharpened spears for hunting to plows for agriculture, humanity's toolkit expanded exponentially. Additionally, with fire came the birth of art and self-expression. The early humans began to use charred sticks to draw on the walls of their habitats, leading to the first cave paintings. These drawings were more than just images. They were stories and reflections of a community's experiences, hopes, and fears. In the broader societal context, fire also had a profound impact on cultural and spiritual practices. It began to be revered as sacred in many cultures. Rituals and ceremonies started to revolve around it, giving rise to early religious practices. The flame was seen as a bridge between the mortal world and the divine, its flickering dance seen as a symbol of life's fragility and beauty. However, while fire brought numerous benefits, it also introduced challenges. With its destructive potential, communities had to learn responsibility. They understood that this gift was not just a tool, but a pact with nature, a balance that demanded respect and caution. In essence, the fire symbolized the very spirit of humanity's resilience, innovation, and constant striving for betterment. It marked the beginning of a journey from mere survival to civilization, from raw instinct to thoughtful creation. It was not just a flame, it was the spark of humanity's undying spirit of progress and enlightenment. Upon the lofty heights of Mount Olympus, the heavenly realm pulsated with an energy unique to the abode of the gods. Here, powerful deities often convened in a grand chamber that overlooked both their ethereal kingdom and the mortal world below. This chamber, with its pillars of clouds and floors of shimmering stars, was the divine council's meeting place. At the center of the room, a grand table stood, formed of interwoven light and cosmic matter. Around this table, the gods assembled, each radiant and splendid in their own might. However, the seat at the head of the table belonged to Zeus, the mightiest of them all, his eyes reflecting the thunder and lightning that he wielded. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, was the first to notice an anomaly. She, who always kept a watchful eye on the realm of humans, noted an unprecedented glow on the earth below. "Something has changed," she remarked, her voice echoing like the gentle rustling of leaves. Hermes, the messenger god with swift wings on his heels, leaned forward, his curiosity piqued. "The mortals, they seem different. They've been gathering in groups, sharing stories around a flicker." He struggled to find a term unfamiliar to the godly lexicon, but so crucial to humans. A flicker that danced, warmed, and illuminated the dark recesses of the world below. Fire. Poseidon, lord of the seas, mused aloud. From where did they procure such a gift? The gods exchanged glances, questions silently passed between them. For the mortal realm to possess fire was unthinkable. Zeus, until now contemplative, shifted his gaze to a corner of the council room where a particular flame resided. But as Zeus's eyes fixed upon it, he noted a distinct diminishment, a flicker that was less robust than before. The realization dawned upon him. Only one amongst them had the audacity, the love for mankind, and the cunning to take such an action. His thoughts immediately raced to Prometheus, the titan who sculpted humanity and always held a special fondness for his creations. His voice thundered, deep with concern and an undercurrent of anger. Prometheus, he has gifted the mortals what was never theirs to have. Fire, a privilege of the gods, now lies in the hands of mankind. The divine council stirred with murmurs. The act was unparalleled, a defiance that breached the ancient laws governing gods and men. The line between the celestial and the terrestrial had been blurred, and the balance of the universe shifted. The gods knew well that with fire, humanity was no longer entirely at the mercy of nature's whims. They had taken their first steps towards civilization and greater knowledge. The implications were vast. With fire, man could challenge the darkness, fend off wild beasts, cook food, forge weapons, and even craft art. It was a tool, a weapon, a safeguard, and an inspiration. But how would Zeus, protector of divine order, respond to such audacity by one of his own? Would he see the potential for humanity's rise, or view this as a direct affront to his authority? This moment marked not just the discovery of a stolen element, but a pivotal point in the intricate dance between gods and mortals. It posed a question that echoed through the corridors of time. What happens when boundaries set by the divine are challenged for the love of humanity? In the echoing halls of Mount Olympus, the residence of the gods, the atmosphere was tense. Marble pillars stood tall and silent witnesses to a pivotal moment in the annals of both deities and mortals. The sky outside was stormy, reflecting the mood within these divine confines. Zeus, king of the gods, sat atop his majestic throne. His expression was one of deep contemplation. Silver-bearded and eyes like lightning, he seemed every bit the ruler of the cosmos. Around him, other deities were assembled, from mighty Athena, with her shield and wisdom, to Apollo, god of the sun and music, his golden lyre resting silently by his side. The whispers among the gods were of betrayal, defiance, and most of all, the audacity of the titan Prometheus. The act was seen not merely as a theft, but a direct challenge to Zeus's reign and the divine order. Yet, amid the clamor and calls for immediate retribution, Zeus's thoughts ran deeper. Indeed, he felt the sting of betrayal, the affront to his authority. But there was something else, a faint understanding of Prometheus's motives. Humanity, young and vulnerable, was in desperate need, and Prometheus, with his immense heart, had acted. But authority and order, especially divine order, demanded respect. It was not just about the fire, it was about setting a precedent. What would stop other deities or titans from taking similar steps, from bending or breaking the rules as they saw fit? The balance of power, the harmony of the cosmos, all hinged on this crucial juncture. Hours seemed to stretch into eons as Zeus weighed the consequences. The room was thick with anticipation. A few gods, like Hermes the messenger, shifted restlessly, awaiting the king's verdict. Others, like Hera, Zeus's queen, watched him with knowing eyes, understanding the depth of the decision before him. Finally, as a gust of wind swept through the hall and the torches flickered, Zeus spoke, his voice resonating with a gravity that silenced every other sound. He acknowledged the noble intention behind Prometheus's deed, but decreed that an example must be made. The nature of the punishment would serve as a testament to all gods, titans, and mortals that defiance had its price. Upon the towering peak of the Caucasus Mountains, a harsh and barren landscape stretched in every direction. The winds howled relentlessly, and the air was thin and biting. This remote corner of the world, removed from the cradle of civilizations and untouched by the seasons, was to be the theater of a harrowing spectacle, the divine punishment of Prometheus, massive, unyielding chains, forged by the god Hephaestus himself, wrapped around his torso, binding him to the cold, hard face of the mountain. These weren't mere chains. They represented the very wrath of Zeus. Infused with divine magic, they constricted, ensuring that Prometheus could neither flee nor find a moment's respite. Every morning, as the first rays of the sun painted the mountain's crest, a giant eagle descended from the skies, its sharp eyes fixed on its prey. This wasn't an ordinary bird, but a manifestation of Zeus's retribution. Its purpose was singular, to feed on the liver of Prometheus. The eagle's beak tore through flesh and sinew, its talons digging deep, feasting on the titan's liver only for it to regenerate each night, making ready for the next day's torment. What makes this punishment particularly cruel wasn't just the physical pain, but the emotional anguish. Prometheus, who had once stood tall, a symbol of benevolence and foresight, was now rendered helpless, his cries echoing through the mountains, testament to his suffering. Yet in his eyes there lingered a spark, an undying resolve. For even as he endured this daily torture, he remained steadfast in his belief that giving fire to humanity was the right thing to do. For Zeus, this wasn't merely about the act of stealing fire. It was a message to all of creation, a stark reminder of the consequences that befell those who defied his will. Yet, for every moment of pain Prometheus felt, there existed a counterpoint. In the valleys below, humanity thrived, their lives illuminated by the gift of fire. They cooked, they forged, they gathered around its warmth, and with each advancement, a silent ode was sung to their Titan benefactor. Such was the torturous fate of Prometheus, bound and tormented, yet immortal in his conviction, offering a beacon of hope and defiance to all who knew his story. High atop a mountain, with winds lashing and clouds often veiling the scene, Prometheus remained chained and captive. The landscape around him was both grand and forlorn. Mighty peaks towered in the distance, their snow-capped tips glinting in the sun, while valleys stretched out endlessly below. But for Prometheus, these sights offered no comfort. The chains that held him were impossibly heavy and unyielding. Each link seemed to echo with the weight of his decision, a perpetual reminder of the fire he had taken and the price he now paid. Every day, like clockwork, an eagle, a grand creature with a wingspan that could shroud the sun and talons sharp as razors, descended upon him. But here lies the essence of the punishment. Each night, under the moon's silvery glow, his liver regenerated, healing itself, only to be torn out anew by the eagle come dawn. This was not just a physical torment, but a psychological one as well. Each night brought a brief respite, a glimmer of hope, and each morning that hope was shattered, crushed under the relentless beak of the eagle. Yet, despite his torment, Prometheus's spirit remained unbroken. In his eyes, the pain he underwent each day was a testament to his undying commitment to humanity. It was proof that even the mightiest of gods couldn't quell the flame of rebellion and love he harbored in his heart. For he knew with unwavering certainty that the fire he had gifted mankind was not just about warmth or protection. It was about hope, advancement, and the dawn of a new era. Centuries passed in this manner. The world around Prometheus evolved. Civilizations rose and fell, yet his ordeal remained constant. The endless rhythm of torment and relief, day in and day out, bore witness to his unmatched resilience. His story spread across lands, whispered in hushed tones, sung in ballads, and debated among scholars. Was it a tale of caution, of hubris, or was it a testament to an indomitable spirit, a beacon of sacrifice for the greater good? And as the relentless wheel of time turned, the hope for Prometheus's freedom became but a faint glimmer in the annals of mythology. A demigod with unmatched strength and compassion, who would once again change the course of this tale. In a world where mortals and gods alike marveled at the boundless wonders of creation, there arose a hero whose tales are etched deeply into the annals of myth. This was no ordinary man. His name was Hercules, born of Zeus and a mortal woman. With divine blood coursing through his veins, his life was anything but simple. Fated with strength unparalleled, his destiny would be marked by 12 challenging labors, each demanding feats that would daunt even the gods themselves. But amidst these tales of valor and might, there resided an underlying thread of compassion, often overlooked but pivotal in the grand scheme of Hercules' journey. As he ventured forth in his endeavors, whispers reached him about a titan, Prometheus, who defied the gods for the sake of humanity. Bound and tormented, left at the mercy of a ravenous eagle day after day, the tale spoke not only of the titan's torment, but of his selfless act, the gift of fire, the beacon of civilization. As Hercules conquered each of his tasks, the legend of Prometheus weighed on his heart. Each encounter, each challenge, became a mirror reflecting the pain of a being who had sacrificed so much for so little in return. And it was this empathy, this raw human emotion, that set Hercules apart from other heroes of his time. Upon the completion of his 11th labor, with just one remaining, Hercules was drawn inexplicably towards the far reaches of the Caucasus Mountains. It was here, against the stark backdrop of jagged cliffs and gusty winds, that he found Prometheus. The Titan, even in his agonizing state, emanated a sense of regal defiance, an unwavering spirit that even chains could not dampen. The eagle, which had become the embodiment of Prometheus's eternal anguish, descended like clockwork, its talons ready for another day of torment. But this day was different. Hercules, with an archer's precision and a heart filled with purpose, took aim. The arrow, symbolic of humanity's cry for justice, found its mark. As the eagle lay defeated, Hercules approached the Titan. Words were scarcely needed, for in that moment, two worlds collided, the realm of mortals and gods, of suffering and salvation. With gentle hands, Hercules then approached the chained Titan. Using his immense strength, he shattered the chains binding Prometheus. The clinking of broken metal echoed through the mountains, a symphony of freedom and relief. Prometheus, now freed from his eternal prison, stood tall, his figure silhouetted against the setting sun. There was a moment of silence where time itself seemed to pause, honoring the reunion of two legends. Then, with a voice filled with years of pent-up gratitude and emotion, Prometheus spoke. "You, who are both God and man, have done what neither would. You have freed me, and in doing so, you have shown that even in the face of divine decree, justice and compassion can prevail." And as night descended upon the world, the two figures, one a symbol of sacrifice and the other of heroism, sat together, sharing tales, wisdom, and a bond that transcended the divide between gods and mortals. The stars above shimmered a little brighter that night, casting a celestial glow upon a world that, for once, seemed balanced in its tales of valor and virtue. As we drift further into this tale, remember Prometheus's act. It wasn't a mere theft, but a declaration that sometimes, to light the way for countless others, one must be willing to bear the weight of chains. In our lives, too, we might find moments to champion a cause, to believe in an ideal, and to stand tall against adversities. Through this ancient tale, may we find that spark, that burning ember of defiance, to make our world a little brighter, just as Prometheus did for humanity. Let your mind's eye transport you to an ancient world, the epoch of Prometheus. Picture an ageless expanse of land, untouched by modern structures or machines. The landscape is a serene palette of earthy tones, where sprawling forests carpet vast mountains and hills. Imagine yourself in a small village at the foot of one such mountain. The village, built by hands that Prometheus himself once shaped, consists of humble structures made of clay and thatch. It's dusk now, and the setting sun bathes everything in a gentle orange hue. While the world around you quiets, the heart of this village beats steadily, a communal fire pit at the center. Here, families gather as night approaches. The fire, once a gift from the heavens, and now an integral part of their existence, crackles and pops, its flames reaching upwards as if trying to touch the stars. Each flicker of the flame tells a story, a testament to human resilience and growth. As you approach this fire, its warmth greets you, soothing your muscles, calming your thoughts. The firelight casts dancing shadows on the faces of the villagers. They gather around, some preparing food, others weaving, and children playing. Feel the gentle warmth on your face. This warmth is not just from the fire, but from the collective spirit of the community that thrives because of it. The very fire that Prometheus risked everything to gift mankind. In the distance, beyond the edge of the village, the silhouette of the towering mountain stands sentinel. But this is no ordinary mountain. Somewhere on its desolate peak, Prometheus once bore the weight of his sacrifice. The stories of his bravery and compassion have been passed down through generations and are retold around fires like this one. But for now, let the specifics of those tales blur into the background, and instead, immerse yourself in the sensory experience of this ancient world. Smell the aroma of food being cooked on the open flames, herbs, roasted meats, and fresh bread. Hear the gentle hum of voices, laughter, and the rhythmic beat of hands on drums. Feel the soft ground beneath you as you sit down, drawing your knees up and wrapping your arms around them, pulling yourself into a cocoon of warmth and security. In this place, under the canopy of a star-studded sky, you're reminded of the strength of human spirit, of defiance against adversity, and of the unyielding power of community. Just as the flames light up the night, the essence of Prometheus illuminates the human spirit, reminding us of our potential and the heights we can reach when fueled by compassion and purpose. Rest here for a while, basking in the comforting embrace of the fire, and let its tales lull you into a state of peace and relaxation. For in this moment, you are intertwined with the legacy of Prometheus, connected through the fire's warmth and the shared spirit of humanity. Our narrative may be set against the grand tapestry of the cosmos, yet at this moment, your universe is just you and your breath. Our breathing, as simple and automatic as it may seem, is the gentle ebb and flow of our very essence, much like the tides guided by the moon. Every inhale fans its embers, reminding you of the strength, courage, and passion that lie within. Take a deep, purposeful breath in, slowly and steadily. Picture the air as an ethereal force, moving through your nostrils, filling your lungs. It embarks on a journey, coursing through your body, absorbing the strength and tenacity of the great Titan Prometheus. Feel your chest and belly expand, your diaphragm contracting. Your body, at this instant, is a temple, holding and cherishing the invaluable gift of fire, a testament to human resilience and defiance. Now, when you exhale, imagine releasing any doubts, fears, and uncertainties that may weigh you down. Let go of the shadows cast by overhanging clouds, of the hesitations born from cautionary tales. As the air leaves your body, it carries away those fragments of trepidation, leaving you lighter, more centered, and infinitely more powerful. Continue this cycle. Deep breath in, embracing the fiery spirit of Prometheus. Remember, he defied even the mightiest for the sake of humanity. And then, a slow breath out, letting go of everything that doesn't serve your highest purpose. With every inhalation, remember the essence of the story. How one individual's audacity, compassion, and belief in a brighter future can change the course of destiny for many. With every exhalation, remember that while challenges and constraints are an integral part of life, they are also transient. Much like Prometheus's chains, they too can be broken with inner strength and external aid. Let's do this ritual for a few minutes, focusing solely on the breath, the warmth of the internal flame, and the boundless strength within. And as you continue, may you find peace in knowing that within you lies the spirit of legends and the power to rewrite your own myth. In the embrace of night, imagine yourself lying upon a soft bed of grass beneath the watchful eyes of countless stars. These stars have witnessed the trials of Prometheus, and they now observe you with the same benevolent gaze, casting a gentle, shimmering light upon you. The same ancient sky that Prometheus once looked upon is now over you, a canvas of deep blues and purples dotted with twinkling stars. Every blade of grass beneath you seems to be carrying whispers of ancient tales, stories of heroes and legends, like a soft rhythmic lullaby carried by the winds. The tale of Prometheus, the Titan who dared to defy for the love of humanity, is now intertwined with your own life's narrative. Let the courage and compassion he embodied be the soft blanket that wraps around you, providing warmth and solace. Imagine the gentle touch of the night breeze, as if it's the collective sigh of every soul who's ever heard this tale. Each gust holds within it the lessons and emotions of the story, the bravery of defying seemingly insurmountable odds, the depth of sacrifice, and the eternal bond of gratitude. It's a testament to the ever-present strength and spirit within each one of us. Your heartbeat, steady and rhythmic, synchronizes with the universe's timeless dance. Each beat is a reminder of the fire that Prometheus gave to mankind. And now, that fire, that fervor, resides within you. It's not a fire that burns brightly, but a gentle, glowing ember, keeping you warm, guiding you through life's labyrinth. As your eyelids grow heavy, allow yourself to sink deeper into the embrace of the earth, feeling grounded and secure. Envision the chains that once bound Prometheus melting away, just as any anxieties or stresses from your day dissolve into insignificance. There's a profound freedom in this moment, an unburdening of the spirit. Drifting on the edge of consciousness, feel the world around you becoming softer, quieter. The tale of Prometheus, with its trials and triumphs, becomes a distant echo, a lullaby of hope and resilience. Let it guide you into dreams filled with endless possibilities and untapped potential. In this realm of dreams, where myths and reality intertwine, find your own story, your own path, inspired by the Titan who dared to defy for love. As the world fades and dreams take hold, remember the legacy of Prometheus, that within every act of defiance for the greater good, there lies a spark of divinity waiting to illuminate the world. May that spark guide you through the night and into a new dawn. Sleep well, and let the spirit of Prometheus watch over you, reminding you always of the power of sacrifice, love, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. Good night, dear listener.